Guys, I'm wanting to talk to you about something that I I was taken to many different parks. Kings Island was the closest to Indianapolis, Indiana. I grew up on the south side of Indianapolis, rough side. But Kings Island was the closest park to us. It was like 100 and some miles, and we would go there. And most of the time, I wanted to ride the bumper cars. I wanted to ride a lot of the big roller coasters and stuff. I wanted to drive any kind of car thing. I wanted to handle the wheel and control it. Well, I went through 2 decades. I ain't lying to you. My parents, we went to every Six Flags. We went to on on both the Florida coast and the California coast. We went to Disney World, Walt Disney World. We went to all these different parks as I was a kid. And when I was a child, I was always the smallest person. I topped out at 5'7", folks. 5'7". My first name's David. Does that remind you of anybody? Probably not. But let me put it to you like this. When we went to all these state parks everywhere, Disneyland, Disney World, we went Six Flags, all these different parks. I hated. That sign right there aggravated me to death. That's fact, folks. Every national park, I seen that finger. If you're not this size, you can't. If you ain't this high, tall, you can't drive or you can't ride this ride. That's what it looked like. I'm telling you. For 20 years of my life, I wasn't able to ride those rides. Aggravated me. I still rode them. I still drove them. I just had to have people that got in the car with me or whatever that allowed me to do it. That's a fact. One of them, my mother, my father, sometimes we went to these places, and my mother or my father would ride with me and let me drive. Wasn't till I was in high school and stuff. Out of high school, my younger brother, 4 years younger than me, we'd go over there to Kings Island. I still wasn't tall enough. He'd have to I'll drive. And he'd let me drive. My brother, 4 years younger than me, was taller than me at that time. And he'd have to let me drive it. If I wanted to, people, you guys don't even know how discriminated I've been discriminated against in my life. All I wanted to do was drive something. I didn't even think I was going to live long enough to get a driver's license. to where I could legally have a license to drive a car legally down the road, because I knew I could get away from my parents at that time. And I didn't think I was going to live long enough to do that. Went to 11 states afterwards. They gave me a license. I lived in 11 states in my life. In the United States, 11 different states. And I don't know that that's the last one at this point. But I'm telling you what, if I ever see another sign like this, that's the sign I made for all of them. God loves you. I love you. And it was God's fault. He knew I didn't need to be behind the wheel of anything. At 16. I totaled my first car in reverse. I was in reverse when I totaled my first car. It was 16 hours after I got my driver's license. That's a fact. It's all records from where I grew up. They even scraped the inspection stickers off of my car and told me, you could, since how you crushed the back of your car, you can drive it home. But if we see it out on the road again, we're going to impound it and trash it. And I never drove that car again. And I had to tell my mom and dad about it. 16 hours after my license. After I got my license. You guys, that was the beginning of my freedom right there. Keep watching my videos. You never know what you're going to hear. But you will always hear, God loves you. I love you. And for you to seek Jesus. That's a fact.